Hello everyone, you're back once again with Jeremy. So today I want to talk to you about money. Obviously it's an important thing in the world. I know that you don't want to, make money your life, but it is important to have money, and in my opinion you can do a lot more good with money than you can without. And so I just kind of want to talk about some principles about money. And so all of these principles I'm going to talk about today is in a book. I think it's called Feeding the God Within by Steve McCurdy. It's not a religious book. It just uses some parables and stuff like that as examples. So that's kind of why, in the belief that there is you are a God in your own right. Not saying that God's not real or any religious context. Just giving the disclaimer, okay? So what's described in this book is that there's three mindsets when it comes to money. Now, I truly believe that these mindsets come from your upbringing. And what the mindsets are, excuse me, super early morning this morning, but so what the mindsets are is you have a cash negative mindset, you have a cash neutral mindset, and a cash positive mindset. So we'll kind of go over the mindsets and go from there. So the first one's the cash negative mindset. Now what this is the type of person who's always in debt. And I'm not talking about you're in debt for a house or something like that. I'm talking about you rack up high amounts of credit card debt, you are taking out personal loans, you're doing that kind of stuff to get things and to live a lifestyle that isn't necessarily, it's the whole champagne taste on a beer budget type of thing. Now your cash neutral, what that person is they're not a big debt person, but they spend everything they have. They don't really have a savings or a retirement outside of what their company might give them. And that's what a cash neutral mindset is. And then a cash positive mindset is exactly the opposite of a cash negative. You spend less money than you make, you invest, you save it, you have a retirement, things of that nature. So like I said before, I believe that if you were raised by parents that had a lot of credit card debt, that were always in debt, they're constantly claiming bankruptcy every 6-7 years, whatever it is, as a rule, well, not a rule, but as a guideline, I think that's kind of how you are mindset wise. Same with cash neutral and cash positive. If you grew up in a family where mom and dad were very much, or mom and mom, or dad and dad, or mom or dad, or whatever, were very much, we need to save our money, we need to invest our money. This is what money is. Money's a tool. It's not something to be feared. It's not something that's evil. It's just a tool. I think you have a good chance of having that mindset. Now, I started with a cash negative mindset. I absolutely did. I had credit card debt. I'd go out and I'd blow every dollar I had, and then heck, if you wanted to loan me $5, I'd blow that too. Well, I got out of that mindset simply by being scared out of that mindset, being to the point that, losing things, bankruptcies or scare of bankruptcies and things like that. I think that's how I got out of that mindset. It wasn't a difficult shift to go from the cash negative to the cash neutral. Now, I do believe that you can go from a cash negative to a cash positive mindset. I believe it takes a lot of work and dedication and extreme consciousness about your money, but I believe it can be done. Now, that's not the way I went. I went from the cash neutral or cash negative to a cash neutral. I got to the point that I started watching my bank accounts and stuff. But if I had, $100 or $50 in my bank account, I could go out to dinner still. I could go buy drinks. I could go buy lunch. I could go to the movies, whatever it was. I was able to do that because I still had the money. And I mean, realistically, I did have the money. My account didn't go negative. It was in there. But it's a subconscious thing. It was kind of a little bit of a pain, to be honest with you, because I would want pizza for dinner one night, and even though I had food in my house, and I knew, like, rationally, I knew that the $50 I needed to up my game, or not up my game, but $50 wasn't a lot of money in the bank at all. But it was in there, and I mean, realistically, pizza's only $30, and gas for the week's only $20. I'm good. Go get a pizza, So that was my mindset for a really long time. It's not been until recently, and by recently I mean the last year and a half, that I was able to finally fully switch over to I don't have to spend every dime. I actually take money out for investments. I have money in savings. Now, mind you, to do this, I had to automate the process. If you ever, Tony Robbins has a book, Money Master the Game. I think it's 700 some odd pages, maybe 800. It's a read. It's very, for somebody who's not a big reader, it's long, but I'll tell you what, there's some amazing information in there. And just to kind of give it a little plug, and not that he needs it, but he interviewed the top 50 financial people in the world and got their secrets and whatever to be able to give it out to everybody. So I had to do what he said. I automated it. I had to take 10% of my paycheck every week, and I had to put that in a separate account that I can't see, that I can't, I can get to it if I really wanted to, but I can't see it. I don't see it come out. I don't get pay stubs at my work. It's fully paperless, and I don't go check it, Oh, excuse me. I don't go check that. I leave it alone. I know how much money goes into my bank account. And I'll be completely honest with you, I don't know how much my full paycheck is anymore, because I've taken and I've pushed and pushed and pushed money into that account. So I don't know. And then once that account gets to a certain amount, automatically it dumps into my investment funds. And then so I do have stocks and stuff, and I do have the ability to trade stocks, but that's not really my thing. I don't really enjoy that. It kind of gives me anxiety. So what I do is I do research, and I look into what things I know, what things I like, what things I use. Tony Robbins also said you need to stop being a consumer and start being an owner. If you drink Pepsi products, why wouldn't you own Pepsi stock? If you own an iPhone, why wouldn't you own Apple stock? It made a lot of sense to me. So I look into that. I research it. I'll give you the perfect example. One of the stocks I have is Delta Airlines, because I don't think air travel is stopping anytime soon. That stock, in my mind, is never going to skyrocket. It's never going to go from where it's at now to $200 a share. I don't think it's going to do that. And if it does, great. I'm in a great spot. But I don't believe that it's going to drop. Now, I did get it at a time with the coronavirus and all the travel scares, so their stocks did drop. So I did do that, but I don't see it shooting through the atmosphere at all. And this is one area that I need to change a little bit. You need to have, in my opinion, based on your age, if you're in your 50s and 60s, I would not suggest doing this. But at my age and younger, I think you need to have a little bit of money to put in a little bit higher risk. If you see, okay, so this company is not new, but I'm just going to give you an example. I like to golf when I get free time, not very often. Let's say Titleist, okay? Very well-known golf brand. Let's say they were brand new in the market, okay? I'd used Titleist balls. I enjoyed them. I thought they worked really well, and I thought there was a future in them. And let's say that they were at $1.50 a stock. And by the way, this is nothing against any company. This is just an example of a product. I have no idea what Titleist stock is or started at or ever was, or even if it's publicly traded. Another disclaimer for you. So let's say I bought it at $1.50 a share. I went out and I spent $150 just for easy math, right? So now I have 100 shares of Titleist stock, but it's a brand new company. It could go out of business. You don't know. So you might lose that $150. But if you're taking, let's say, I think Tony Robbins says 80%, and you have it in that arena that is safe, and like my Delta stock, it's not going to shoot through the roof, but I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So it's very safe and secure there. But now I'm over here buying let's say Facebook stock when it very first came out and it was $5 a share. You didn't know that Facebook was going to take off. I mean, how many apps have started and got publicly traded that ended up falling on their face and going out of business? Happens all the time. So that's what I'm saying. That's what a little bit of your money, if it's age appropriate, or you have the quantity, I guess, to put that in a little bit riskier stock, something to play with per se. So anyways, now, like I said, you've got, for me, to get to the cash positive mindset, I had to automate it. Because for a long time, if I opened my app in my phone and I saw that I had $100 in my bank account, that meant I had $100 in my bank account. I had to get to the point where zero was not zero anymore. I had to get to the point where $100 was zero, $500 was zero, so on and so forth. That zero was, if I was at zero, I was done. I might as well have been bankrupt completely. I had to get, we talked about thermostat before, I had to get my money thermostat up. Let's say I was at 60 degrees, let's say I was at 40 degrees when I started, because like I said, I was cash negative. I was forced to 60 degrees in my cash thermometer because, like I said, the threat of bankruptcy, losing things, all because I wasn't able to afford it. I was automatically shoved to that cash neutral point. But cash neutral wasn't where I wanted to be. I had to be higher than that. I had to move up. It was my inside. I did not want to be stuck where I was. So I had to slowly push a little bit by little bit, because you know what? It's great that you put that money away and you invest it and everything. But if, let's say you get paid $100 a week and you're putting $10 away, but you are just burning through that 90, you're getting money put away, but you're never going to get to the point where, you can live comfortably and not have to worry about working every day of your life. So what you have to do is, and it's little steps. For me, it was little steps. I have to have $100 in my bank, in my account. That's it. I have to. That's zero for me. $99.99 was negative. So I had to get to that mindset. It took a little bit of time. All right, now that I'm there, let's bump it up to 500. Well, man, 500 is tough. I'm not making that much money every week, and how do I get to that feeling? Well, it was due diligence, absolutely, and it was tough, and I had to work on it. And I finally got to the point where I had some money in my account, and over $500, and I'm like consciously, 500's it. $499.99 is $0. That's negative. I can't be negative. You know, I got this cash neutral mindset. That's how I worked it. So, anyways, I enjoy money. I will be making a significant amount of money in my lifetime. And so I think it's very important that you know what you're doing. You know how to handle it. You know where you need to go. And the younger you are, the better. If you're 15 years old and you have a job or you do chores or anything like that, my kids, they give me 50% of everything they earn, and it goes into an account. And that turns into compounding interest. This is getting to be a long video, so I'm not going to delve into compounding interest. But you can be set for life 20, 30, 40 years sooner if you start younger, because the interest compounds and ends up making more money. But it's a mindset. You have to shift it. You have to click that switch. For me, I had to automate it. I could not see it because I couldn't make that switch. I don't know why. And maybe there's people out there that can, but I couldn't. So I like money. I like talking about money. At the end of the day, if you know, I'd love to get into schools and actually talk to people, talk to students about money and financial literacy. But long video, kind of rolling here. But so anyways, so you have the cash negative, cash neutral, cash positive. Get up to that cash positive. Let's get some money rolling here. You know, you need to decide what you're interested in. You need to decide where to invest it. A bank is not a good place to invest it. I don't care what anybody tells you, it's not. You know, your average CD, where you put the money in and you leave it, you don't touch it for 12 months, 4 years, whatever it is, they gain like generally 1% or less than 1% annually. And your bank account is, I think it's like 0.01% or some ungodly number like that. Inflation's 3 to 4%. You're losing money. So that's not an investment, okay? So I'm putting that right there. I don't care what the bank tells you. If you are not earning at least 4% every day on your money, you're losing money because of inflation. So anyways, I love you guys. If I can help you with anything, let me know. If you guys want me to delve more into the financial stuff, let me know. Do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, that little bell thing, hit all those. It'll tell you when new videos are coming out. But yeah, we're getting rolling on these. My kids are still in town, so it's definitely not going to be an everyday thing unless they decide they want to be involved in them. But as of right now, it won't be an everyday thing. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking. I love you guys. If I can help you in any way, let me know. And until next time, have a good day.